This is the biggest story of the century, and U.S. media is not covering it. Another thing that I've noticed that I've been working with volunteers, and there are groups that together make up something like 300,000 volunteers. And we've been contacting Secretary of State after Secretary of State. And what we found out, that nobody has checked his eligibility. Absolutely nobody. What Secretaries of State were doing, they would get a letter signed by Nancy Pelosi, who was the chair of the Democratic National Convention, stating that Obama was the candidate. They would put him on the ballot, and that was it. Not one single Secretary of State has checked his eligibility. Not one single Secretary of State checked any documents. And we have it documented from the volunteers from all over this country. Prior to going to court, I have contacted the Secretary of State of California, Deborah Bowen, and I asked her, what mechanisms do you use to check that this person is actually eligible? And the answer was none. They used to do it years ago, and that's why I brought, there are 2 boxes here with the cases, and you can have the whole pleading. But years ago, they used to check, and we have excellent precedents in the state of California, where it was a case of Cleaver versus Jordan, when the Secretary of State of California, Frank Jordan, has kicked off the ballot Eldridge Cleaver because he was not eligible. Mr. Jordan actually did his job and checked the birth certificate. He found out that Eldridge Cleaver was 34 and not 35 and kicked him off the ballot. And when Eldridge Cleaver complained, he went to the Supreme Court of California. His case was thrown out. He went to the Supreme Court of United States, certiorari, and it was thrown out as well. Years ago, our Secretaries of State used to do their job, but not anymore. Just like years ago, our media used to do its job. And if some years ago we would have had media like we have now, Watergate would never been discovered. Obamagate is much worse than Watergate. The amount of fraud, a massive fraud that I have seen during the Obamagate is just unbelievable. And one of the things that is of greatest concern to me is this one piece of paper, and that's from Illinois Supreme Court. And that's registration of Mr. Obama to be an attorney, an officer of the court. When, and I'm an attorney. Now, in order to represent clients in the Supreme Court of the United States, I have to be admitted there too. And you have to sign an oath to uphold the law, an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. On this piece of paper, there is his name, Barack Hussein Obama. And the second question is, it asks, any other names? And he put down none. It's fraudulent information. I mean, we have this, and what Mr. Burke presented, that's his registration for school in Indonesia, where it clearly shows that his name was Barry Soetoro. I obtained his the divorce agreement, the divorce agreement of Ann Dunham and Lola Soetoro. They showed the couple has 2 children. Mr. Obama was acknowledged by Mr. Soetoro as his child. He went by name Lola Soetoro, and here in his application to be an attorney in Illinois, he raised his hand and he took an oath to uphold the Constitution based on fraudulent statement. Do you think this man will have any difficulty raising his hand during swearing ceremony in the White House based on fraudulent statement? Think again. And that's the greatest concern. We have put him on the ballot only based on statement by Nancy Pelosi, who is a politician, and I'm upset with that, and his statement, all he did, he stated, I'm eligible, and I have here papers from most states. All he did was saying, I am eligible. And I remember writing an article. This article was called Osama bin Laden can be on your ballot. Because if in this country, I'm finishing, in this country, if a person can become a presidential candidate only based on his own statement, and we know how reliable his statements are, then somebody like Osama bin Laden theoretically can come and write a statement, I'm eligible, and we should put him on the ballot too. Do you see how idiotic this situation is? And this idiocy was perpetrated by our mainstream media. Nobody has taken action, and I'm here so that all of us will start taking action and will start boycotting. Well, we need to start a boycott of all the media that is not providing us with the truth.